I'm Bob Wright.
I'm Bob Mitchell.
And together we're the Bob and Bob Show. As most of you know, New Mexico has been ravaged in the past years by a series of very violent and ferocious fires in our forests that we believe is pretty much brought about by the neglect and the poor management of the Federal Forest Service.
I agree, Bob, and you know, it was all started over a crazy little bird called the Mexican spotted owl.
And I tell you what, we got some things to say. We got a little event to invite you to. So stay with us through this video, and we'll see you on the other side. Bob, as our listeners look at this set of images that's going across the screen right now, I think all of us have reached a point of frustration because we understand that a lot of these fires are not necessary and the intensity is worse simply because the federal government is not maintaining these forests in a healthy way.
Well, that's true, Bob, and the mismanagement that our U.S. Forest Service is doing comes about from, once again, placing an animal above the needs of the people. It's all, as I understand, came about because of the Mexican spotted owl that resides in our forests.
Yeah, apparently it was put on this endangered species list, and Bob, as a result, the real endangered species became the New Mexico logger, the New Mexico logging industry.
Well, that's true. The numbers we got, I believe it's something around 20,000 jobs was lost because of that, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And for the purposes of what we're discussing here, even more important than those jobs, Bob, was the fact that we have a forest that's no longer healthy. We have a forest that has become a tinderbox because we don't have the logging industry in there cutting out the dead growth, cutting out the trees that need to go, maintaining roads that can help firefighters in the event of a fire. And we've let this thing turn into this massive tinderbox, which this season, Bob, we saw what happens when you do that.
Well, that's very true. We saw videos from all over the state. I mean, I don't think there was a part of the state that was spared this year, from the Arizona border up through Santa Fe and Raton Pass and clear across and down south.
And you know, Bob, what makes me angry, and what should make you angry, and what should make everybody who's watching this video angry is all of this is unnecessary. And it's been done because of an arrogant federal government that feels, because of the concerns for an owl, that they have the right to tell New Mexican citizens that you must live in homes surrounded by a tinderbox that could destroy your home, destroy your whole town, and you have to put up with it because we, the federal government, said so.
Well, that's true, Bob, but there is some hope here because we had some brave county commissioners down in Otero County that have put forth a plan a little bit earlier this year that they're planning on managing about 80,000 acres from what I understand, and in spite of the federal government telling me you can't do it, they're planning on making the forest areas and their land and homes safe for the citizens that live in this state.
You know, that's my understanding, Bob, I mean, they're really to be commended. They passed what is called, quote, an emergency fire plan that calls for the thinning of thousands of acres of national forest land because the U.S. Forest Department has not properly managed that forest. And they believe, and I think they're correct, and I think this summer has proved it, that there is an imminent threat to the towns, hamlets, and villages in Otero County.
And, you know, you can't argue with that one because they're perfectly within their rights to feel that way from what we've seen this year. And, you know, I've heard our U.S. Congressman, Congressman Steve Pierce, is going to be down there at the same time that we start all this.
You know, this is a beautiful thing. This is truly a beautiful thing. Those of us who are in the constitutional movement, those of us who are in the patriot movement, we continually wonder why congressmen and senators won't take the side of state sovereignty, won't take the side of people managing their own lives. Well, we've got a congressman here who has made one of the boldest steps I've ever seen, Bob, in which he's willing to go out there and cut that first tree out there on that federal land in order to again assert some type of sovereignty over our own surroundings, you know, just to be able to determine the future of the 50 feet away from our houses.
Well, you know, I'm proud of the man, and I know I'm going to be standing there beside him when he takes that first swipe, and I'm sure you will be too.
You know, Bob, I am, and I think it's very important that we get all New Mexicans up there, all of you up there who care anything about your state, about the health of the forest, the real health, not the health of people sitting in New York somewhere reading a book, but the health of those of us who live, work, and play here in this great and grand state. And we need to show up there, because my understanding is, Bob, they're already organizing, bussing in out-of-state enviro wackos to come protest at what's going to happen here on September the 17th, 2011 in Cloudcroft, New Mexico. The Otero County Commission and our own Steve Pierce, our state congressman, is going to swing axes and strike the blows to start reestablishing a little bit of sovereignty here.
Well, that's great. And if I remember right, Bob, didn't we read on a notice there that it was going to be at the ice rink there in Cloudcroft, and we're all going to meet there about noon?
That's what I understand it. They're asking everybody to assemble at 12 o'clock noon on September 17th, where Congressman Steve Pierce will address the crowd, attending what we're calling Lumberjack Day, which I just love that.
That works for me.
At the Cloudcroft ice rink, which is across from Cloudcroft High School, to kick off this event. I think this is an important event, Bob, because let me tell you something. These tree-hugging liberals who have just done everything they can to destroy all that's good about America, you know, let me tell you something. This strikes right at the heart of everything they stand for, and it also is a bold assertion, not only by Congressman Pierce, not only by that Otero County Commission, but the citizens of New Mexico back at reclaiming the sovereignty of the individual in the state.
That's true, Bob. And folks, this is our chance. We've asked our congressmen and our commissioners and elected officials to stand up for us. They're doing it. This is our chance to get out there and stand up for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, that's Cloudcroft, New Mexico, September 17th, 2011, 12 noon at the ice rink there in Cloudcroft. It is essential that patriots from New Mexico attend and support this. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for holding with us to this video. We hope we made our case as to why this is an important event and one that you need to make every effort to attend.
And folks, we want to ask you to join us out there so we can help support all these fine politicians that are trying to do the best they can for us. Congressman Pierce, the Otero County Commissioners, please join us out there.
You know, Bob, we asked them to stand up for us. Now is our chance to stand up for them.
You better believe it.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.